So we've come to the final one. This is where we're going to be looking at the best players in the world, people. This is, in my opinion, the top 10 players in world football today. So these are the guys I look at and I'm like, yo, nah, he has to be third. He has to be fifth. He has to be. This is where we kind of get to the crux of it. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section before I even start, because again, just so that people understand, whether even if I felt a player was the best striker, as an example, doesn't mean I'm going to place them higher than, say, other individuals, as an example. Whether I thought you're the best defender, the best left back, the best DM, whatever, doesn't really matter. This is just all the players in the world, and it's including everything. So this isn't specific in terms of, before I was trying to do my top tens based purely on the position that they kind of play. So striker, are you a striker, or are you a forward, or are you a this, or you that? Wingers, same thing. Defenders, all of that kind of stuff, right? This is, it's including everything: aesthetics, stats, trophies, just playing style, everything I like to obviously see. And then, of course, at the end of this, I will show you my world 11. If I was picking a world 11 today, who would I put in my team? But without further ado, let's get into it. At number 10, we've got Vitinha. Felt I had to put him in. There were a few other players that I did think about. There was a few other players. Yeah, I felt like I had to put him in. I mean, he came third in the Ballon d'Or this season, but I just think that he's just a top player. Like, when I just think of midfielders, I just think, nah, he's easily one of the best midfielders in the world right now. Do you get what I mean? And I just think, when I'm talking about some of the best players in the world, I just feel like he has something in him that makes him that kind of guy. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I thought about Jude Bellingham. It was between him and Jude. For me, I just prefer him. Again, I've told you about Jude, and when we did the central midfielder one, or the midfield top 10 ranking. Obviously, I think I had Jude ranked higher, maybe. I think maybe higher than Vitinha, and it was just more to the fact that his effects and everything like that. But when I'm thinking of, like, nah, these are the best footballers in the world, like, kind of thing, Jude just isn't really my style. Again, it's just not really my kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with him. Like, you can list, and all the tacticos can probably tell you everything about Jude Bellingham, right? And that's absolutely fine. But when I'm thinking about, now, these are the top players in football, and Jude is one of them, to be fair. I mean, being number 10 on this list doesn't mean you're rubbish. It just means you're the 10th best in the entire world, kind of thing. And even if you're top 20, top 50, top 100, you're still there. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it was a toss up between him and and Jude Bellingham, but I've just edged it to Vitinha. In ninth, I've gone with Vinny, man. Obviously he's dropping down these lists that I'm doing, and I almost forgot about Vinicius Jr., but I couldn't. I was like, I can't really forget about Vinicius. He is easily one of the best players in the world, regardless of what he's done. Let's say in the last year, his resume, what he's been able to do since joining Real Madrid, like, it's phenomenal. It is honestly phenomenal. Do you get what I'm saying? And to be fair, it was only probably last year we were calling him the best winger. Do you get what I mean, in the world, kind of thing. So for me to even forget him, that's an L on my side of things. I shouldn't even be forgetting about players like this, but I did, and I had to remember him. And I said, nah, I have to put Vinicius Jr. in on this list. Like, he's just too good. He's just too good. He's done too much in the game for me to just ignore that completely. Eighth, Usman. By default, I had to put him in there. You just won the Ballon d'Or. You are one of the best players in the world. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who you like. I don't care what type of football you like. He has to, by the, if I see a top 10 and I don't see the recent Ballon d'Or winner in there, I'm not chatting to you about football. Don't message me about football. I don't want to know. Has to be in there. That for me was the major reason why he's even in this list, is because I was like, how can I have a list and not have the Ballon d'Or winner in there? Do you get what I'm saying? You can battle with where you want to put him on this list, but he had to be in the list. He had to be in the conversation. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, he has been one of the best players in the world. And for the fact that you've been able to then took you to a Ballon d'Or. And usually, you know me, I don't really like one season stuff. I mean, he's not a one season player because we've seen Dembele since, he was a teenager. But just in terms of like this kind of level of form, I don't really like one seasons. But if your one season ends in a Ballon d'Or, I feel like it overrides anything I think. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can't argue now. I like you have to be the best, like, or one of the best players in world football as of today's date. Next up, Harold. Definitely one of the best strikers in world football and easily one of the best players in world football. I think his longevity, the fact that he stayed at Tottenham so long annoyed the hell out of me because I was like, man, I need you out of there, man. But it's like I'm watching you and I'm thinking, this is a guy who just needs to have trophies, man. This is a guy that we should be looking at who's one of the most decorated players ever, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like if he had joined, Bayern maybe a bit sooner, that could have worked out. But listen, it is what it is. Harry Kane, England, goal scorer, got the record for them, record, in the Premier League, record for Tottenham. He's getting records as we speak for Bayern Munich and stuff. It's just ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous how good he actually is. Next up, I've got Pedri. I have got Pedri. I think he's the best midfielder in world football. Easily one of the best players in world football. I don't feel like anybody's going to debate me on that one, to be honest with you. Even if you're doing recency bias, he'd probably be higher, but he's definitely one of the top 10 players in world football. The fact that he's been at Barcelona for so long, it kind of it's testament to him. Obviously, listen, we know Barca when he was coming through, or when he joined Barcelona, should I say, because obviously he didn't come through the academy. But when he joined Barcelona, yes, they were going through what they were going through. But even still, the fact that he has just been able to go from strength to strength to strength. If you guys watch my previous video, when I was doing the wingers and I spoke about Saka, I spoke about Elise, and I was like, there's a like you there's levels that you can get to if you want to be considered the best or one of the best in your position specifically. There's levels you need to kind of go through. Pedri's been through every hoop that you can think of, bro. Easily every single hoop. So, in my opinion, deserves to be there. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. This one is funny because I know people probably got him higher. And I would understand that because he is one of the best players in the world. He is, no matter what you think about him now, no matter what he's been doing now, let's say since January, shall we say, like if we're looking at this year, I would say 2025 ain't been the greatest for Mo Salah in terms of just as a player, but it's Mo Salah. Easily the best right winger, or was the best right winger until a certain someone kind of came into the picture. But he's been one of the best players in the world for a very, very long time. Really, since joining Liverpool, if I'm being honest with you, do you know what I mean? It's just he's been so phenomenal, so consistent. He's just been just Mr. Reliable, to be honest with you. And I'm not even just talking about fitness. I'm just saying, just in general, like he's so inevitable. You just know doesn't matter what the performance is, he's gonna eat regardless. And there's something within there's something in that. You know what I mean? For a player to do it as long as Mo Salah has, yeah, nah, you have to give him the respect. You have to give him the respect. Next up, I got Kylian, Gilly. Hey, one of the best players I've ever seen. Definitely one of the best players. Ever since bursting through, at Monaco, then of course, winning the World Cup with France, obviously PSG. Now he's at Real Madrid. Like, yeah, he's just been one of the best like attackers that I've ever seen in general. To be honest with you, blistering pace. Like, don't know many people who can catch him. Finishing ability, ridiculous. He's a top player, top player. And I think he's also looked at things as well and understood, or starting to understand anyway, because obviously Dembele just won the Ballon d'Or. He's getting to a point where it's like, yo, I need to pick up this Ballon d'Or relatively. Mbappe ain't young no more. Mbappe isn't the same 18, 19-year-old that we saw, versus Manchester City. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same guy anymore. It's not the same guy. And I think he needs to enter into that kind of realm of, because he's already into like, oh, I'm a world class player, right? Like he's already there, and I think everyone on this list I would consider to be, or I would call them world class. So he's already there. He's already jumped through the hoops and stuff. But like there's a level that who can I pick? A bit like Suarez. You know, like Suarez entered into this, like he was world class at Liverpool. Yeah, we knew that. Yeah, he's a world class player. No problem. No one's complaining. But then you go to Barca, and obviously it is Barca to be fair, but he went to Barca and he just entered into this like new realm of like, I've just ascended beyond being a world class player. Like now you're talking about I'm one of the best players you've ever seen in this generation, kind of thing. It's one of those, and I think Mbappe is that's the step for him, in my personal opinion. Is okay, this is the kind of realm that I'm entering or I'm already in, depending on how you kind of see it. So yeah, that's how I kind of look at it. Haaland, have to put Haaland, the best striker in the world. Yeah. Best striker in the world for me is Haaland, and for me it has to be a top three player. Has to be a top three player. Has to. There is no conversation about that in my eyes. If I consider you to be the best, then I have to put you as a top three player, like in terms of in your position and stuff like that, right? Obviously, there's only so many positions and so many top threes I could have. I only have three in there, right? But yeah, for me, Erling Haaland, ridiculous, and I think everyone else is dope. So Vitinha, Pedri, Mbappe. I think Haaland is like Haaland's ability to score goals is just that bit better than everybody else's ability or best ability. So Pedri, control setter, and all this kind of stuff. I think Haaland, in terms of what he's good at, is better at that than Pedri is at that, if that kind of makes sense. So Mo Salah, fantastic winger, but I feel that Haaland is a better goal scorer and is just a better striker than Mo Salah is a winger. But Mo Salah is still a bad boy winger, still one of the best wingers I've ever seen. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not even to discredit anybody else who's further on it, like further down on this list. But when I think of Haaland, I'm like, you have to be a top three player. Like you are too, like you're the best. Like you are the best. Like, I don't care about no Ballon d'Or shit. You are the best. And to be honest, you should have had a Ballon d'Or in that treble season anyway. I didn't believe Messi should have won it. But listen, Messi's my guy, so we'll rock with that. We'll rock with that. So yeah, that's how I kind of see it with Erling Haaland. No more needs to realistically be said. If you want to go and watch any of these, make sure you head on over to the videos. All the videos will be out now. Seconds, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal. Some people probably be surprised. They're probably thinking, rah. So who's he got first then? We got Lamine Yamal second. You'd think I would put Lamine Yamal first, right? You think, oh, he must be the best football player in the world. Nah, there is someone ahead of him, and we'll get onto him in a second. But Lamine Yamal, I mean, he's what, he's 18, and he's easily, for me, like a top two player in world football right now. The things that he's doing, the things that he's been able to do, the things that he's won, it's of another level. And I'll be real, man, weren't seeing Messi and Ronaldo do this at this age. I really wasn't. Like, in my opinion, they didn't have this level of impact. You knew they were obviously good and they were like gonna be world class. But I don't know. I don't know. That'll be a conversation for another day, and I don't want to get anybody upset with that. But I remember, because I've watched Messi from his debut up until today, and I'm now seeing Lamine Yamal. There's something about Lamine Yamal. There really is something about this guy. Real talk. Real talk. But first place, number one. Who do you think it is? Like, yeah, who do you, don't skip forward. Like, who do you think it is? Who do you think I would put as number one? I haven't put him in the list so far. You should know it, because for me, this player is the best player. He is the best at what he does. Is better than what everybody else does. It's better than everybody else. It's Virgil. It has to be Virgil van. Virgil van Dijk is the best player in the world right now. He is the best. Like, he's of a different level. I don't even know how else to even explain. He's just of a different level. Like, he, you say, I talk about like Mbappe. When he ascends into, yeah, Virgil's already ascended though. If any, Virgil's obviously held the door open because there's a couple man who can still come through, like Mbappe and Haaland. They're like, these guys can still come through that door. Virgil's already, he's in there. He's been in there. He's been having drinks. He's been chilling with the other guys in there, the other man them from different sports. That's the level that he's on. Virgil is getting talked about with, we like, people compare Virgil, like you compare Mbappe and stuff and whatnot, but when if you was to say like Mbappe versus like R9, Thierry Henry, and all these other guys, he'd be in and amongst the mix, right? Like you would talk about it, but you would probably still say, nah, I'd still go R9, I still go Henri, I still go this guy kind of thing, right? You see, with Virgil, he's getting put in conversations with the best centre backs you've ever seen in the history of the game. Like before my time, before I was even born, I'm hearing man talk about boy Virgil versus what Baresi and that, Virgil versus Alan Hansen and that. Like all it like we're talking about people from yesteryear. Virgil's getting compared to them. That's how good he is now of today, and he's 34 years of age. It's ridiculous. Never seen a player have the level of aura that this guy has. Never seen a player that opposition doesn't even want to come up against you. I've never seen that. Like they don't even want to go near you because they're like, it's all long. I'd rather go up against Matip, against Kanate, against Gomez, against Kwanzaa, against whoever, because I don't want to come up against Virgil. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's the level of impact. Do you get what I mean? I know Cannavaro won the Ballon d'Or in 2006. Big up to him. But Van Dijk was dealing with a prime or coming to the end prime Messi, coming to the end prime Ronaldo's, and all these guys, like all these guys, like he was competing with, and he came second in the Ballon d'Or. Ridiculous, 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 ridiculous. For me, best player in the world. Let me run through my 10, and then we'll go through my world 11. So, of course, you got Virgil in first. Second, Lamine Yamal. Third, Erling Haaland. Fourth, Kylian Mbappe. Fifth, Mohamed Salah. Sixth, Pedri. Seventh, Harry Kane. Eighth, Ousmane Dembele. Ninth, Vinny Jr. And 10th, I have got Vitinha. Let me know who you guys would put in there. So here's my world 11. So if I had to pick a team tomorrow and I could pick any player from any team, this is what my 11 I think would look like. And the thing is, I'm not even 100% sure, but I just think off the top of my head, I would probably go with this. Allison, best goalkeeper. So I think, yeah, he would just by default, I feel like he would just go in there. The three forward players you can see, Haaland, Mbappe, Lamine Yamal. I can't really feel like there will be a better front three than that. Even if you try to swap out, like maybe look if you put like imagine if I said to you, yeah, keep the left wing the same, right? Or no, change the left wing. If I said to you, all right, we'll put Harry Kane, Salah, and Vinicius Jr. I don't think that bangs the same way as Mbappe, Haaland, and Lamine Yamal. I just don't. I just don't. The fullbacks, come on, man, they're the two best fullbacks in world football. Mendes and Hakimi. It's not even close. Van Dijk, as we just said. Gabriel would be his partner, though. I like Gabriel a lot. I like Gabriel a lot. Like, I think him next to Virgil, feel like that would be solid. And you see that midfield three right there? If I'm just looking at cohesion and stuff, yeah, you're not getting the ball anyway. You're not seeing the ball. Like, you're not. Like, it's just not happening. Don't ask for the ball because them man's rondos will just be long. Them man could do a 3 versus 10 rondo, and I'm pretty sure they still come out on top. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's the level that we're of technical ability that we're talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's my team. Let me know what your team would be as well. I'd definitely love to know and see the thoughts of everybody. So I need to know what your top 10 players in world football are, and I need to see what your world 11 is. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, people, and we will be back. I'll maybe do another little series like this again. Let me know what I should do in the comment section for another top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini series during the international break, just something different to kind of change up the flow. But make sure you stay blessed, stay humble, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.